we wanted to cover some interesting comments from former Vice President Mike Pence. Of course, famously on January 6th, you had people who were in the Capitol who were chanting, "Hang Mike Pence." He was a focus of a lot of ire because theoretically, the idea that took hold in the MAGA base is that he could individually stop the electoral count and he can sort of throw things towards Donald Trump. Now, he certainly didn't feel that he had that authority, and most people don't think that he had that authority. But anyway, that's how he becomes the center of attention on January 6th. Finally, at the Gridiron Dinner, which is like the most swampy, insidery thing of all time, he made some fairly strong comments about his former friend and colleague there, Donald Trump. Let's go ahead and put this up on the screen. Here's the Mediaite headline. It says, "Angry Mike Pence blasts Tucker Carlson's January 6th revision, levels Trump for endangering his family, and says history will hold Donald Trump accountable." Let me read you specifically the comments that are reported here. There is no video allowed inside of this swampy clubby dinner, but there are a lot of reporters there. So specific comments definitely make their way out. He said in regards to Tucker Carlson's portrayal of January 6th, quote, "Tourists don't injure 140 police officers by sightseeing. Tourists don't break down doors to get to the Speaker of the House or voice threats against public officials. The American people have a right to know what took place at their Capitol on January 6th. I expect members of Fourth Estate to continue to do their job." He said, "Make no mistake about it. What happened that day was a disgrace, and it mocks decency to portray it in any other way." So that was sort of in response to the Tucker Carlson portrayal of events. He also said about the president, former president, "I was not afraid, but I was angry. President Trump was wrong. I had no right to overturn the election, and his reckless words endangered my family and everyone at the Capitol that day." He goes on to say, "I know that history will hold Donald Trump accountable." What did you make of him making these comments, the timing, the venue?
I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just like, do you actually have any political sense whatsoever? Why would you choose the Gridiron Dinner to place to criticize Trump? The literal peak of the swamp. This is the closed door, white tie and tails dinner that anybody who's anybody in Washington goes to. I saw some of the highlights on Instagram. General Milley and all those, the generals and all those other people are all congregated with the TV news hosts that are all together. At the same time, in terms of what he's laying out, this is not a popular view in the Republican Party. Now, it might be a popular view in the general election, but you need to win a Republican primary first. So I just don't know what his angle is. Like, once again, his only real path, I guess, is to shore up the evangelicals and then get all of the anti-Trump vote behind him. That's why he consistently has some 7% or so of the Republican electorate back him. But we've already gone through a cycle where GOP primary voters, by and large, back Stop the Steal candidates and those who have the Tucker view of January 6th than those who have the Mike Pence view. So you're intentionally putting yourself on the side where you have the most competition, the Vivek Ramaswamys, Nikki Haley, Tim Scott, all these other candidates. So what is the political calculus behind doing this? Now, if you just think it, that's fine, totally fine. But then don't delude yourself into thinking this is a viable path to the GOP nomination. That was my takeaway from it.
Yeah, I certainly agree with all of his comments here, no doubt about it. But it's like, it's a little late, buddy.
Yeah, I know.
The cake has kind of already been, you've allowed the cake to be baked on the Republican side about the base's view of January 6th, the base's view of Stop the Steal, the base's view of you even and your actions on that day. And so, I mean, the only thing I can, maybe it's just not political calculus. Maybe he just wanted to say what he actually thought, but it is, it would have been more useful like right after the fact. And at the time, there was a little bit of dabbling from Republicans, Mitch McConnell and others, decrying the events of that day. There was a little bit of a thought about maybe this is our chance to get rid of Trump. But ultimately, everybody's too afraid to actually have any sort of like collective action to move on from this guy. And so you end up with effectively weak attempts like this that are going to do nothing in terms of dislodging Trump, but are certainly going to make it more difficult for Mike Pence to be successful in a Republican primary. Not that I thought he was going to be successful in the Republican primary anyway. So it's sort of without consequence in that regard.
Yeah, it's just like, what exactly are we doing here? Are we running for president or are we moralizing? Because, that's just not how it's going to work at the end of the day for you. And Pence in general, this is his, latest blast against Trump. But here's the thing. He still can't even say his name. He still doesn't say his name.
Yeah, that's
He just says
true.
the president. Oh, he will be held accountable. What does that even mean?
Yeah.
Say it. Make the case. I stood by him for 4 years. He betrayed me. He's a coward. Say something like that. That's actually a strong point, you know?
And who's going to hold him
Right.
accountable? Because it sure as hell doesn't feel like it's going to be you.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the other thing. Like, history? What is his,
Right.
like, what? Okay.
What does that mean?
It doesn't really mean anything. And so it's a very squishy, belated, half-hearted attempt to draw some blood here. And, you know, and then when you look at like the issue set that Mike Pence has staked down in opposition to Trump, oh, Trump is going to protect Social Security and I want to privatize it.
It's like, okay.
You know, Trump won't do a national abortion ban, but I will.
Yes.
All right, good luck.
Okay, it's like, well, you're actually making a pretty good case for Trump, so, all right.
Hey guys, ready or not, 2024 is fully upon us now, and Saagar and I have been brainstorming ways that we can really up our game for this critical election.
Yeah, we rely on our premium subs to expand our coverage, to add staff, to upgrade the studio. We just want to give you the best independent coverage of this election, which is possible. So if you can help us out, become a premium subscriber today, breakingpoints.com, or the link is down here in the description video. It really means the world to us, and if you like what we're all about, this is the best possible way to keep us 100% independent, working only for you.